Hey guys, welcome to Coffee Combos. This is a bonus release, extra surprise episode for all of our listeners, and we're excited about it.
Super excited. You guys have been asking for an extra episode a month or for us to podcast twice a week. So we decided that since it's the holidays that we were going to deliver and give you guys this. So we hope y'all are excited.
Yes, we have a ton of stuff to talk about because I feel like every episode we have so many things left on our list of things to podcast about.
I know. And I feel like we could just keep talking, but it's just not realistic. And I don't think anybody's going to listen to us for 2 hours ramble on about bullshit.
Okay, that's fine. That's fair.
Maybe they would, but I'm just saying, 2 hours would be a long time to talk about all the crazy.
I have to admit though, honestly, I'm struggling just because my office is so disgusting and just cluttered, and I literally just paid someone to clean it out, and I feel like what the fuck happened? It's a hurricane or tornado went off in here, so I'm really maybe not going to be able to concentrate. So I have my FabFitFun box in front of me, which I don't know why still. I've got man crates in front of me because I'm giving them as gifts for the holidays, and I have merch, and I have just literally, if you saw my desk right now, I think you'd be concerned. Actually, I might take a picture and post it on the podcast Instagram.
Why is all of that around? I don't understand. And I can't focus.
I don't even have curtains on my doors. So if someone was to walk into my house, they would look through the office doors and they would see what a disgrace I am.
Okay. Well, I will say that over the past 2 weeks, I've been receiving tons of packages just because I've been ordering stuff and just all kinds of stuff. And I went to my door yesterday. We were gone from the house for a little bit longer yesterday than normal. And when I got home, I went to open my door, and truly, if there would have been a fire, it would have been an issue for me to get out because the boxes were stacked higher than I am tall. So I couldn't get out, and I was struggling to get everything in. And I'm just this is really when I need Will to work from home.
Honestly, I'm really going to send you a picture of this because I don't know. I've been ordering stuff as it comes to me because my kids really didn't do Christmas lists. And as I'm thinking of people for the holidays, I'll order the gift. And so sometimes I forget that I even ordered something, and then I come home and there's 12 packages there, and you're okay, what am I supposed to do with this?
Wait, so do your kids do Christmas list?
You know what? They really don't. I kind of just listen to them throughout. Lincoln's in, can I have that? Can I get that? Can I do this? For the commercials that come on the TV, he's in that phase.
Jackson too. Yep.
So, but I just kind of listen and try to pay attention. I went to Disney back in February for that half marathon, and I had gotten Isaac this, Star Wars throw blanket, and he loved it, but Lincoln loves it. And he's oh, I want to use Isaac's blanket. And so I went online and I bought him one for Christmas, and I'm just kind of keeping it in the package in my office so that he doesn't see it. And so it's just little things that I'm picking up on that I know, or if I'm in the store and I see something that, oh wow, Isaac might like that, or Lux might like that, I'll just pick it up.
Well, okay. So speaking of Christmas lists, Jackson actually made his list last night, and I was laughing because he and Will fight more than any people that I know. They just fight to fight. And I think it's just their personalities, or Will just doesn't give in. And Will's never really been around kids other than Jackson. So I think it's a little bit harder for him. I can ignore a little bit more than what Will can. But they'll just sit and fight. And so I told Will, I was listen, you've got to sit down with Jackson and make the Christmas list because everybody's asking for it, and it just needs to be done. It needs to be sent out before Black Friday because that was the request that we received. So they made the Christmas list last night, and thank God I was not involved because I'm sure they fought the whole way through it. But Will was kind of walking me through it after Jackson went to bed last night, and we were just laughing at how kids are and like the kind of things that they pick. It's like they could have a really expensive watch or an Incredibles watch that's like completely China plastic and it's $7.99 and he's going to pick the Incredibles watch. It's just like
absolutely
that phase that he's going through. And I know it'll change, you know, when he gets in high school, it'll be more expensive items, but I just think it's funny that, you know, how they pick because it's got characters on it, that's what they want. But we do all of our Christmas lists for him or birthday list, whatever, on Amazon, because you can make a wish list on there and you can send the link to people. So it makes it super easy for everybody.
Oh, see, I'm not tech savvy. I'm super ignorant when it comes to all things electronic. So, and you know what? It's crazy because I bought Isaac like one of those Cosmo little gadgets for your iPad last year for his birthday, and I forgot to give it to him. And so it's still in the plastic, in the wrap. Like it was never opened. So I think I might wrap it and give it to him for Christmas this year. Like, honestly,
Kail,
I'm the worst. I know.
I cannot. Can we talk for a second about how I saw on Instagram this morning, Javi talking about Lincoln flicking people off.
What?
Yes. He said that, like, Lincoln it was like this video. And he said that...
my son flipping people off?
No. It was Javi talking about Lincoln flipping people off. And the video was like, Lincoln kept putting up his middle finger or something. And Javi was asking him, where did he learn to do that? And he said that Lincoln genuinely acted like he didn't know where he had learned to do that. And then it made me laugh because in the next video, Javi was like, and so I told him that I'd break his finger off, so I'd do it again.
Javi said that he was going to break Lincoln's finger off?
Yeah, that's what he said in the video. He said he was going to break Lincoln's finger off. And I was laughing because it reminded me of being a kid. And, you know, you see your parents do things and then you do them.
It wasn't me. He did not see me do this. I don't flip people off typically. Like, that's not a thing for me.
Typically, but like maybe you have.
But it wasn't me. Like, he just went, what's today? Wednesday? He just went to his dad's on Monday. So, I mean, that was not from me. I did not teach him that. And Isaac has never had a problem flipping people off. So he did not learn that over here.
Okay, so as a kid, you know how sometimes like parents will get like road raged and then they'll like flick a car off and be like, F you. Yes. Okay,
yeah. So I don't know where this is going, so I'm not sure if I should be laughing or not.
So when I was a little kid, my dad did that. And so one time we were in the car and it was like a car pulled out in front of us or something. And he had to like slam on the brakes and he was like laying down on the horn. I was like flicking the person off in the back seat. And
did your dad know?
Yeah. He told me that people go to jail for stuff like that. He was like, that's against the law. Like you can't flick people off. And so my whole life, literally until I was like grown, like even when I was like 18 probably, I thought that it was against the law to flick people off.
But where did you learn it? Your dad probably flicked someone off,
yeah.
So why didn't he go to jail?
That's where I learned it, but I was stupid enough to be like, oh, only probably parents can do it. It's probably against the law for kids. Like I was an idiot.
I just never, that is so, like that's funny, but also not funny because I actually need to know where he learned that. It's funny
I saw that this morning and I was like, Kail's probably throwing up the middle finger, like flying through Dover. Like
it literally wasn't me. Like I really don't flick people off. Which is so funny because I saw Javi this morning. He had to drop something off for Lincoln. Lincoln got Star of the Week. So I was like creating all these like little, he had to answer like his favorite food and the food that he doesn't like and what's his favorite things to do and stuff like that. So I was making his little board that will go up at the school, and Javi was dropping off the pictures that Lincoln drew of his family. Because like you put the pictures of the family, but then you also put the drawings of it. And Lincoln, he has never really been like, he doesn't like to really color or like draw or anything. Like it's not his thing. So the drawings were so funny. Literally drew like circles with like lines for legs and arms. And he put like 4 of us, and then he put like 2 dogs for our for his mom's house, and the dogs are circles with 3 legs each. And I said, well, what is this? And Javi was like telling me exactly what Lincoln said they were. And then you get to Javi's family, and Javi said that he started off drawing their family and then was like trying to combine my family with his with his family. So the drawings were super funny and cute, and I'm just super proud of him. But I guess his teacher doesn't know that he's actually flipping people off, outside of the classroom. So hopefully she doesn't hear this.
When I saw that, I was like, oh my God, I have to put Kail on the spot and like ask why her son's going around giving people the bird. Like, why?
I need to know where he learned it, and I'm going to get to the bottom of this. So we're going to crack this case, and by the next podcast episode, I will have an update for y'all.
Please. All right. So changing the subject for a second, I have a question. Do you do Christmas cards?
I do. I haven't been consistent every single year, but I'm working towards that.
So same. And I feel like it's a struggle every single year to do it. And I always wait till last minute, and always am trying to like find the perfect card, which is really hard.
You know what's awesome though? I am really consistent about doing super cute birthday invitations with like the pictures and stuff. I love to customize them. And like I said, I am trying to get better with the holiday cards.
Same. And I'm really into stationery too. So I love everything to look like really pretty. I hate like a cheap looking invitation or a cheap Christmas card. I like it to look like really pristine. So yeah.
So there's this company, Minted, and what I love about Minted is how easy they are to use, and you can basically take a picture of anything you want and have it made into a card, like a holiday card, a birthday invitation, birthday card, anything. And even if you receive a cool card of someone else, you can just take a picture of it, and Minted will create a version for you. So it's super easy, and it only takes 2 seconds. So it's like a one-stop shop for all your cards.
Absolutely. And they work with a bunch of independent artists and create some really, really unique, beautiful card designs in a variety of styles.
Text your photo to cards 22737. New customers will get 20% off, but only through November 30th. Text your photo to 22737 before November 30th and get 20% off your first purchase. Get started right now. Text your picture to 22737.
In other news, though, can I talk about my ClickList experience?
Your what?
My ClickList experience. Do y'all have that where you can just like order your groceries online and like pull in and call the number and get it?
Yeah, Walmart.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Walmart has it. So I think Publix and Kroger also have it.
We don't have those.
Prefer to shop at Publix, but will prefer to shop at Kroger. And we needed groceries, but I've just been so busy. And honestly, if it wasn't for like the meal planning kits, like Green Chef or whatever, I would be dead at this moment because I've been so busy, and I feel like I hate to get in the kitchen and have to use my brain to like think of stuff. So I know that sounds a little nuts, but I just hate it. Like once I've ran through my whole day, the last thing I want to worry about is like cooking a gourmet meal. So
I hear you.
I had told Will, I was like, I will go to the grocery store, but I'm going to ClickList it this week because I just don't have time to go into the grocery store. So he's like, fine, we'll do ClickList. So laying in the bed, and I'm rattling off like all the things that need to be put on ClickList. So we get to the end of it, and mind you, we've never done this before. This is the first time. And I tell Will, I said, okay, I know you, and I know that you've probably put chicken on there that's not organic chicken. So if there is meat on there that is not organic meat, I will leave it at Kroger. Like, whether you paid for it or not, I will not come home with it. So he like starts laughing, and he like starts reversing the order and putting in the right chicken or, whatever. Thought he was pulling a fast one. And as he's going down the order, it allows you for specifications because I like green bananas. And we've talked about this on the podcast before. And I told Will, I said, there's got to be a way to put on the app specifications. If somebody's shopping for you, there's got to be a way, like if you have a recipe for a large onion, there's got to be a way for it to be specified. I need a large onion, not just like a little onion.
A small one.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yes, there is a place in the app. So, Will goes to check out, and I start looking through the order, and he has put on the milk that I like the last expiration date, that I will look through all of the milk and pick the last expiration date that there is in the milk thing. So, for this person to do this. And then on the bananas, he put, please pick the greenest bananas possible. The weirdo picking them up will know if they aren't the greenest.
What?
Yes, mind you, this shopper who is shopping for us is getting a printout of this with the specification. So they're going to be reading this as they're shopping. And I'm like, okay, at this point, I can't really even go get the groceries because this person's going to really think I'm weird. And Will's put all this bogus shit like on the thing, and he didn't remove it, and he submitted the order. So, like, it's all out there.
Honestly, though, the people that work at the grocery stores, they probably don't get stuff like that, or maybe they do, and it's funny to them. So it probably actually made their day, like, to laugh about that.
Probably so. And
so, honestly, that's
what was
great.
so funny, though, Kail, was that, okay, he puts in the order, and then I start getting nervous because I'm like, okay, I look through the order, and on the quantity of bananas, it says 1. So I'm like, okay, am I going to show up to ClickList and like they load my car and it's going to be one single green banana? Because that's going to suck if so.
I think it's one like bunch, like one. What is like a group of bananas?
I said like a bushel. I said like a bushel,
No.
but who knows? Like, I don't know if that's what it's called. So I get to ClickList and I pull up and they have a number that you call. You call it, tell them what lane you're in, tell them your name, and they bring the cart out. And funny enough, I get out of the car and the only thing that's not in a bag is the bananas. And I'm like, okay, this is funny. So I tell the lady, she was like, no, you can get back in your car. I'll load everything. And I was like, no. I had ordered this online and my husband put all of the information in and I don't even know what he really ordered. So I kind of need to look. And I said, the thing that I was concerned about was the bananas, but it looks like you gave me a bushel of bananas. So that's perfectly great. Thank you so much. And so she explained to me that technically through the app, if you put one single banana, that they only put one banana. But because he put greenest bananas, she knew that they meant, like he meant a whole bundle of bananas. So that's why we got them. Otherwise, we would have received one green banana.
This fucking story, Lindsie, I cannot. Like, who raised you? Because y'all are both weird, honestly.
Yeah,
but
weird.
It probably made their day. So I'm gonna never buy green bananas. I'm never going to buy green bananas. That's never happening. Is it because you like for them to turn yellow over time and not and like essentially be fresh, or do you like to eat them green?
That's why. So I don't eat them green. Like when I buy them, I maybe eat them like on the second or third day. And so by the time like I get through the bushel of bananas or whatever it's called, then they're all still fresh. I don't like to get like super ripe bananas at the grocery store because 2 days later they already have yellow spots or like black spots
brown
on them.
Spots. Yeah, I'm not a huge banana person, but I do have bananas in my kitchen right now. The baby
but it's
loves
just
them.
weird, and we'll eat them with like doo-doo spots like all over them, and I'm just like, that's disgusting. Like, it's just gross.
I feel like they're sweeter. The longer they go, the more sweet they are.
And see, I don't like the sweetness of it. Like I like a firm banana.
I bet.
So yeah. And then in other news, while we're talking about food, I saw on Foursquare, a poll, and the poll was young moms are 27% more likely to visit blank than the average U.S. consumer.
Strip club.
Strip club. Kail, this is a food establishments.
Oh.
27% of
Chick-fil-A.
young moms. Correct. But the choices were Wendy's, Starbucks, which could have possibly been the answer, Burger King, or Chick-fil-A. But the winner was
definitely
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A and Starbucks, because everyone needs Starbucks. However, Starbucks is very expensive, so I think that definitely the answer would be Chick-fil-A. At our Starbucks, Chick-fil-A is directly across the street.
That's like a dream.
Yeah, like literally you can go over, grab one, and then cross the street and get the other.
Yeah, that's for real a dream. And Chick-fil-A actually just this week joined DoorDash, so you can get it delivered to your house. So that's even more dangerous.
I have so much stuff to do today. You know what? I didn't have the kids last year, so I did not decorate for Christmas. And Isaac went to his dad's on Sunday night, and then Javi had asked me to keep Lincoln for Sunday night into Monday because he went to a football game. So I was like, yeah, sure. But, Lincoln was kind of bummed out because, his brothers weren't here. And I said, it's okay. Like, we're going to have a great night. We're going to watch movies, popcorn. We'll have like a little sleepover, like me and you, like quality time. He's all pumped out. We watched, I think we watched Hotel Transylvania 3 again. And he said, Mom, do you think we could like decorate for Christmas this year with like the lights and stuff? And I was like, oh, fuck yeah. Like, I didn't say fuck, but I was thinking in my head, like, fuck yeah. So, I have all my kids for Christmas this year. And so once he went back to his dad's on Monday morning, I went out and I got a shit ton of Christmas stuff. So I'm going to put like some of the stuff out, but like since he specifically requested to help put up the lights, I'm going to wait until they get back to me on Sunday to do all that stuff. And I got like glass ornaments to do and like little ones for the baby, and we're going to decorate the tree and do all that stuff because I'm super pumped.
You only get to do it really every other year. So for you, it's like, oh, wow, like this is really special because you missed out last year.
Right. Yeah, I mean, like, I guess I could decorate when I don't have the kids, but it's like for me to do all that work to just not.
And then it's kind of depressing.
It is. But you know what? Like I said on one of the last podcasts we did, I think on the years that I don't have my kids, I'm going to just change the day of Christmas. Like, they don't care. So I might do Christmas either the day before or the day after. Whenever I get them back, we'll just do Christmas. That way I can decorate every year.
For sure. And then they can enjoy and not think that you're the Grinch because you have no decorations put up and like you're not festive.
Right. Okay, Lindsie, let me tell you about these emails I've been getting from Kate Hudson.
Are you talking about the Fabletics emails?
No, we're best friends now. No, I'm just kidding. I'm talking about Fabletics, which is a really cool athletic wear company that was actually co-founded by Kate Hudson.
I know Fabletics is really cool, and you guys can jump on their site and take a little style quiz for personalized outfit recommendations. I love it. You can shop from thousands of styles that are handpicked for you, and you can become a VIP member, which I love, saving up to 50% off of regular prices and getting free shipping and additional perks.
So the leggings are super comfortable. I actually have a bunch of pairs of their leggings, but I currently am wearing the charcoal camo leggings, which I love. You guys know I'm obsessed with camo. So all their leggings are super comfortable, and Fabletics is offering our wonderful listeners an incredible deal you guys don't want to miss. So you'll get 2 leggings for only $24. That's a $99 value when you sign up as a VIP. So go to fabletics.com/combos to take advantage of this deal now. That's fabletics.com/combos to get 2 leggings for only $24. Also, you get free shipping on orders over $49, and international shipping is available, and there's absolutely no commitment when you purchase your first order. So that's fabletics.com/combos. Highly recommended by me and my new best friend, Kate Hudson.
Cannot.
I just really quickly want to see, I did post on my story, like, what people were wanting to know. So the first question we got was, where are your favorite places to shop for yourselves and for Christmas gift ideas?
Okay, so favorite place, hands down, to shop for myself would be Lululemon. Expensive, but I think the quality is good and it's worth it, and it's universal, so I can kind of like mix and match the stuff and go with it. And although it's athletic wear and comfortable, I still feel put together. But honestly, since we came in contact with Carbon 38, I have been buying a lot of leggings off of there, been buying leggings off of Fabletics. Trying to think where else.
I mean, those
are probably like my athletic wear places, those three.
I still haven't shopped at Lululemon, but I've definitely shopped at Carbon 38 and for sure shopped at Fabletics, and I like both of those. Christmas gift ideas I feel like we've talked about, but honestly, I do need a couple for like women. I know we've talked about like man crates for men. And I actually, like I was saying earlier, I have 3 in my office to give as gifts. I don't struggle with the kids because I feel like the personalized water, the Yeti water bottles, also the personalized blankets I told y'all about. I don't know what to get like the women in my life, like women that are older than me, aunts, grandma,
I have
stuff
a big
like that.
struggle. I have a big struggle with that too. Although the people that I'm buying for, I feel like I know pretty well. So, I know the things that they would like that cost money that would just be like nice for them to just have on hand, like a gift card for, like a Brazilian blowout or like something like that would just be like a nice thing for them to not have to pay for. I try to think about...
People really underestimate gift cards. They're like, oh, this took no thought. Like, this isn't personal. This isn't that. But honestly, I disagree. I think it's really super convenient to give gift cards. Like, honestly, I'd be happy with like a Wawa gift card, which is our gas station, because I don't want to pay for gas. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to pay for a Brazilian blowout. Like, that would be perfect. Or to get my nails done. Like, I would love to just not pay for that one time. You know what I mean?
But I like gift cards that have thought behind them. So if it's like, okay, somebody knows that I like going to Lululemon, I would prefer that they would get me a gift card for Lululemon and not like a random American Express gift card. Because I feel like that literally took no thought.
Right. Like, if you know that I go to a specific nail place and you go get it for that nail place, or grandma loves to shop at Boscov's on Sundays, like go get her Boscov's. You know what I mean? I don't know what to get. Like, I love Chris's grandma so much. I just think she's like the greatest, and I don't know what to get her for Christmas. Like, I have no idea.
Well, if anybody has any ideas, please shoot them our way.
Send them our way.
Also, if you have any ideas for teachers' gifts, because I'm fresh out. Like, I feel like I have to do the same thing every year.
Scentsy. You do the Scentsy. You can do, like, they have, like, teacher warmers, apple warmers, just, like, a home warmer. And, like, people love candles, but this one's no flame.
Okay. Well, that would probably be good because they can also have it in the class, too, because it's not, like, a flame. So, yeah, I could do that.
Just a light bulb.
I normally do that, and there's these slippers that I really like, and I forget what the brand is. I'll look it up for you guys, but every time I've ever given this one brand of slippers, it's always a hit, and I've never heard somebody say that, like, they didn't love them or wear them until they wore them out. So I normally do like that, like a Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts gift card, the personalized Yetis, stuff like that is what I try to normally do, but that's a good idea to incorporate Scentsy. So definitely going to think about that. I did want to talk about something that I saw. It was like a special that was on TV, and it was talking about bulldozer parents, which is like, I guess, the newest term for helicopter parents. And
what?
Yeah. And I know that I fall in that category of helicopter, and it was like really eye-opening for me as a parent, because sometimes you think that you're doing like all of the right things because you're so involved and you're so there all the time and helping your kids make decisions and almost in a sense parenting to where your kids don't have to make a decision, but they think they're making a decision. And this person on TV, it was like a special, was talking about how it's really not good for your kids and that over time it is not healthy for their decision-making skills because it makes them weaker. And I definitely agree with that because Will and I were having a conversation about, you know, he grew up where drinking and stuff was allowed, not like they were underage drinking or whatever, but it was around, you know, so
they were exposed to it.
Right. And so I feel like the thrill for him to do it wasn't
there.
Yeah, it just wasn't there. And 100%. Then for me, I didn't grow up around it at all. And so the thrill of doing it was there because I had never been around it. Not to say that like I was doing it all the time, but you know, like in college you go to parties and you know, there's alcohol there. So you want to know what it's about. And the thrill just wasn't there for him, but was there for me. Not that I ever got in trouble with it, but I could see where, when kids aren't exposed to things that they are more apt to want to try those things because they don't know what it's about.
It's so crazy because I remember in high school, I became friends with this girl who was like more friends with like the popular kids, I feel like. And so she was like, would try to bring me to hang out with them. And they were all so like, oh, we're going to drink, we're going to drink, we're going to drink. And for me, I wanted no parts. Like I wasn't even remotely interested because I felt like I've been around it for so long and I saw what the effects of alcohol was with my mom. And so like, I wanted no parts of it. So
right.
Just being exposed to it, even now at 26 years old, like, yeah, I'll drink very, very occasionally. And it takes me like a long time to even be like, all right, I guess I'll have a drink. But I just don't, like I'm not even, it doesn't interest me. I don't know. It's really strange. And I find that, I mean, I wrote about it in Pride Over Pity, but I smoked a lot when I was a kid because I feel like maybe I wasn't exposed to that. Had I been exposed to that from my mom, probably wouldn't have done it. So yeah, I think I can agree with what you're saying for sure.
And it was eye-opening for me, you know, as a parent, because I just feel like I want to protect Jackson so much from the outside world and want to protect him from doing something that I know what the effects are going to be later. But at the same time, it was very eye-opening for me to have to hear that coming from another person that was like a third party, not from parents or a friend or, you know, whatever. This was just a person on TV in an interview with psychologist or psychiatrist, whatever. And just to hear them kind of explain it from a level of, you know, like academic levels and present facts, you know, percentage facts of, it is very eye-opening to be like, oh, wow, maybe, you know, I should allow him to make
his own choices.
And not that I'm going to let my child make like super important decisions at almost 6 years old, but for him to be able to make decisions and then if he makes the wrong decision, learn what the consequence is versus me not letting him make a decision and then him never understanding what the consequence would have been if he would have made the decision on his own.
Or he's able to make the decision on his own and see, like, for example, for drinking, like if you make that you don't have that conversation or you don't expose him to it and then he decides when he's going to try it and he overdoes it. You know what I'm saying? If you just kind of, I really think that a huge part of this is kind of having open dialogue with your kids because it's just like, safe sex, drugs, alcohol, all of it, you have to open a conversation about it. If you don't have those conversations and the kids are forced to do things to figure it out on their own, they're not going to get the results that would have been had you tried to talk about it with them and kind of expose them to it prior.
Well, exactly. And I think about, all these kids that you hear that, get out in cars and drive drunk. And I had a friend tell me one time that she, grew up in a Christian household, had siblings, and she was expected, it wasn't, you should go to church on Sundays. It was, you are going to church on Sundays. So whatever you're doing on Saturday night, does not matter because you're going to church on Sunday morning. And went out and drank on a Saturday night and knew that she had to be home and got in the car and drove, but didn't want her parents to know that she had been out drinking because she had church in the morning. And so in situations like that, like, I don't want my child to fear me so bad that they can't be honest with what he's doing,
Sure. I mean, I struggle with that right now. Isaac's almost 9. And we do struggle with that a lot. Like, Lincoln will come up to me even when he's wrong and he knows that if he did something that he shouldn't have done, he'll tell me, I did this. I know I was wrong. I'm sorry. Isaac is more like almost afraid to tell the truth because, he's scared to get in trouble. But I told him over the weekend, we kind of had an issue with behavior or whatever. And I told him, he was honest. And I said, I'm really proud of you for telling me the truth, because I said, I could be upset with you, for what decision that you made. But I said, I would rather you tell me the truth and we move on than for you to lie to me. And then I can't trust you.
Exactly. I tell that to Jackson all the time. We actually had that conversation last week, and it's just over not even things that are important. And I have explained to him that you come to me with the truth, whether I like that truth or not, it's going to be okay because you told me the truth and I can trust you when you speak. But if you come to me with a lie and you're trying to cover up something that you've done, you might as well shoot me straight, because it's what's done is done, and chances are I already know.
Right.
If I'm asking, chances are I already know the answer to the question that I'm asking. I'm seeing what your response is going to be.
Right. 100%. I think that's so important. I don't think that when you really think about the grand scheme of things, like how important that conversation is with kids, because you never know if you're telling the truth or you get a lie. And oh my gosh, the other thing, I think we talked about it before, snitching. I'm like, stop snitching on your brother and stop actually doing things to each other that would make y'all want to snitch. I'm like, just stop. Like, live your best life, live your best honest life, and people will never question you in the future. Like,
the tattling, I cannot do the tattling.
No.
Well, this person did this to me. Okay, well, all I know to tell you is to pray for them. And if you've prayed for them and they continue like 3 other times, then knock them out. I don't know what to tell you. Like,
Lindsie, then knock them out. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, Kail. It seems like every episode we're talking about some true crime drama in the news. I don't know what it is about these stories, but they're so fascinating. And every time we think that we're going to solve the case.
Because we are going to solve the case. So check this out. We started playing this addictive game called Hunt a Killer. It's a monthly subscription box where you get to practice those soothing skills and become a detective immersed in a murder mystery. How awesome is that? So now this mystery is totally interactive and extremely realistic. The first time I went on the website, it gave me goosebumps because it felt and looked so real. So I will say it's incredibly addictive. We
do indeed love a good murder mystery, and now we can see if we're actually good at solving them. So Hunt a Killer is perfect to play with your friends or as a date night, game night activity, or you can play it alone if you're not scared. Anyway, you can go online and share your theories about the murder. You can also help other people out if they're at the same point in the story as you, and it's super fun.
So right now, just for our awesome listeners, you can go to huntakiller.com/coffee for 10% off your first box. They only accept 200 members per day, so hurry to take advantage of this offer. That's huntakiller.com/coffee for 10% off your first box. huntakiller.com/coffee, and let's see if you guys have what it takes to get into the mindset of a serial killer and solve this mystery. We should actually all play this game together.
Agreed. I had read this article about negotiating with your kids and like when you should and when you shouldn't do that. And
okay, well, send that article to me because I need that.
So basically what it was talking about was when no kind of turns into a tug of war type of situation, and that parents these days are finding negotiating with their children whenever they're met with any type of resistance. So if you say no and then your child kind of like fights back, in this day and time, parents want to negotiate with your kids versus years and years and years ago when parents said no meant no, or you're going to get your ass tore up.
Oh,
Today,
yeah, I remember those days. Mm-hmm.
Parents just don't do that. And so...
because they're lazy. We're all fucking lazy. We live in a lazy fucking generation, just like we talked about last episode with the drive-thru and all of that bullshit. We're just lazy. And I'm speaking for myself included.
Well, so this was basically saying that there's a difference between negotiating around versus negotiating with. And it's basically like sometimes kids will try to negotiate with you to get around what they're trying to get around versus finding middle ground. So if you're negotiating with, that means that you guys met at a meeting place in the middle, versus you saying no, but your child negotiating with you until your answer turns to yes. That's negotiating around something. So I definitely feel like that's hard as a parent, because sometimes when I say no about something, it's not even important. And I'll find myself being like, okay, that's fine. But as a parent, I think you have to get in the mindset of when I say no, then no means no, because they're learning right now your habits as a parent.
Right. Like they're almost testing the limits. You know what I mean? Actually have a story about that this weekend. So as I was saying earlier, Isaac had to go back to Joe's on Sunday night. I kept Lincoln until Monday. That's just the way it went. But we had a sleepover after Lincoln's birthday party on Saturday. So Chris's two little cousins came down and slept over here. And nobody had school on Monday because of the holiday, Veterans Day. And so on Sunday, when I went to go take the kids back home up by Chris's, everyone wanted to have a sleepover again. And I was like, well, Isaac has to go back to his dad's. I'm like, I don't know if tonight's a good night. Honestly, he had gotten a birthday party. He was supposed to go to a birthday party on Sunday evening and didn't get to go already for bad behavior. But at that time, I was already up there. So I was like, I already know what's happening because I told your dad about your behavior. He's going to say no, which he did. And I kept telling him no, but he was insistent because it was his dad's day. He had to ask his dad. All right, go ask your dad. His dad said no. Now Lincoln's upset because Lincoln could stay with me and it's up to me whether he could have that sleepover or not. And I was like, I already have to take Isaac back down to Dover. We're talking almost an hour away. So no, not tonight. And he kept pushing it, gave me puppy eyes. You know, I said, how are you going to get home tomorrow? Because I'm not coming back up here. I already had gone up and back on Saturday for Lincoln's party. Now I'm coming up and back on Sunday to drop your friends off, you know, after the sleepover. I said, who's going to bring you home? And he's just giving me every possibility in the book, and I'm just like, no. The answer is no. Get in the car. And then it ended up being fine because, like I said, we did the movies and the popcorn and the little sleepover. But and actually, Chris then surprised Lincoln with the cousins again because, like I said, they didn't have school on Monday with the Nerf guns and all that, and they had a blast. But I was just like, when you say no, my kids, I try to say no, my kids don't respect it, and I don't know what it's going to take for that to happen.
I think just continuously saying no until they finally get it. And
honestly, and that's what I said to Isaac about the birthday party. I said, your behavior while you've had your friends over, like I tell you to do something and you just don't do it. And then you wonder, you know, or you'll try to fib to me about something that happened. And it's like, Lincoln comes up to me and tells me the truth. So you can't even get mad about it, and so you already got a birthday party taken away. Like, that's my biggest thing is, like, when speaking of, like, laziness and stuff like that, it's just, like, there's so many times where I threaten consequences and I don't follow through. So my kids do follow that behavior. If I tell Isaac, you're grounded, and then the next day he's outside playing with his friends, I'm not really standing firm to my consequence. So on Sunday, it was really hard because that was my friend's son's birthday. Like, it wasn't like some kid that I didn't know. I mean, this was my friend, and, you know, they do jujitsu together. So that was hard for me. I wanted to go. I wanted to see my friend for her son's birthday. Like,
yeah, I mean, I just don't understand kids these days. Like, if my parents told me no, like, in the day, I would have never been like, but this is the reason, like, why I want it to be yes. It was just, like, when no was no, and then that was just it. But I don't get it because sometimes as a parent, I don't know if you find yourself doing this, but you'll be busy doing something else, and your child will ask you something. Like, one of your kids asks you something, and your automatic answer is no. But then upon consideration, your answer probably would have been yes.
Right. Or the other way around. Or the other way around. When you say yes,
right.
and then...
Yeah.
Right.
So what this is saying is stick to your guns to your first answer, whatever it is. So don't have a reconsideration. So I guess basically what it's saying is take a moment before giving your answer and tell your child, like, I need a minute to think about that before giving an answer. That way, whatever you say, you can firmly stick to, so there is no form of negotiating whatsoever.
Honestly, that's something as a parent that I need to work on. Probably
Same.
Not even only as a parent, but just in life. Because I let people aside from my kids, in my life take advantage of me, and I think people know that. Like, they're used to me being like, oh, yeah, or like, and then after I already said yes to someone, I like think about it and I'm like, wait, I should have said no. You know what I mean? Like, I think that just applies to all aspects of life, and that's something that I definitely need to work on. So I feel like definitely send me that article, and maybe we should post it, or maybe there's one similar that we can post for the people that are listening.
For sure. So completely shifting gears, do you have any updates on your situation with Joe?
I don't want to say too much about what I talked to my attorney about. However, I did see my attorney yesterday, and we're just kind of like figuring it out. I will say that I'm just still super hurt, and I kind of just don't have anything to say to him. I deleted him off my Facebook list, which is probably super petty, but I am a little bitter right now, honestly, like super bitter, and I'm hoping that it's resolved in the next couple months, because obviously it's like the Thanksgiving and Christmas and then Isaac's birthday, so I'm hoping that it gets resolved sooner rather than later, just so that I don't have to stress out about it. But like, I don't sleep at night right now because I don't know if I'm going to be able to have to decide between whether mortgage or child support gets paid first, or at all. So I'm just wondering how that's going to go.
Do you feel like a lot of parents are in the same situation of mortgage and child support and all the above?
You know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I talked to Chris about it because Chris does pay child support to me, and we both are on the same page in the aspect that obviously child support is warranted when there's a reason. We understand that there's an obligation to pay and be financially responsible for your child. But when you already are doing that and it's 50-50, there is some type of resentment that builds up. And I feel like in some aspects, like, I have judged fathers who complain about it. Like, they're like, oh, if I have to pay child support, I'm not going to be in the child's life. That doesn't make sense to me. Because obviously in those cases, I feel like the mother has the child the majority of the time, so you have to be financially responsible. But in a situation like this, where I know that the money is not going to benefit Isaac in any way, shape, or form because he's already taken care of over there, I feel a sense of bitterness and resentment and anger. And I think that a lot of parents, mother or father, can relate to that, the resentment, because it just isn't warranted in this situation.
Right. Okay, so let's talk about something that is very important to me, health and fitness. I try to exercise every day, as you guys know, and I think it's super important to take care of your body. So ladies, are you in need of more energy, more hours in the day? And do you feel like squeezing time for your family, work, and hitting the gym feels like an impossible task? Because if so, Body Boss would be a great option for you.
Yes. So I've discovered a huge online social community for Body Boss, and they have thousands of followers. And you can see the hashtag boss effect all over your social media. Basically, a massive group of women who help and support each other while achieving their health and fitness goals. And that's really cool. So I must admit that when I go to the gym, I find a hard time like keeping up or staying motivated. And so Body Boss makes it really easy to kind of stay connected and stay motivated while achieving your fitness goals.
It's a great 12-week Body Boss workout program at home and just 24 minutes a day, 3 days a week.
That's less than 90 minutes a week with no equipment and no subscription.
There's also pro coaches and a free Facebook group of supportive kick-ass women like you. You're never alone. Try Body Boss with this special offer just for our listeners and get 25% off the fitness guide at bodyboss.com/coffee. Order now and get free shipping and a money-back guarantee. This is their best deal ever. Get Body Boss for 25% off at bodyboss.com/coffee. 12 weeks from now, you'll thank yourself for starting now. That's bodyboss.com/coffee. Let's get back to the show. Okay, so you have 3 boys. So let's say if you had to pay child support on all 3 of those kids, would it be reduced for Joe because you were paying out child support on 2 other kids? Or how would that even work?
So in the state of Delaware, it's solely based on income. You don't, in a typical situation, you wouldn't have to provide the expenses, like what you're actually spending on. But because it's solely based on income, if I'm paying all 3 fathers child support, it would be the father who makes the least gets the most child support. Mm-hmm. And then the father who makes the most gets the lesser amount of child support.
Got it. So yeah, I didn't know.
But to me, I just don't feel as though this is warranted at all. And I'm feeling for sure the resentment and the anger and the bitterness. So I don't know. I hope it's resolved. It was funny because I woke up this morning and you know how like sometimes you just check your phone first thing in the morning, and I went on Instagram or Twitter, and I think it was Twitter, and one of the tweets came up that was retweeted on my timeline, and it said, "Did anyone wake up this morning thinking about that check?" And I was like, I literally retweeted it and was like, yeah, the child support check that my baby father is about to get. But then I deleted it. Like, I didn't even post it. I just, like, started to because I was like, I'm not going to be petty. We're not going to start this on social media. But it's definitely been on my mind.
It's so hard whenever you feel it would be one situation where if it wasn't just for financial gain, but when you just feel kind of abused in the situation that, okay, everybody's taken care of and you're just doing this to be greedy, it's hard not to want to retaliate.
Right. And that's what I'm struggling with. It's like really hard for me not to just be petty and be bitter and be angry. But aside from talking about it on my podcast, I'm really trying hard not to like tweet about it or like throw shots because it's not going to that's not going to solve anything, you know?
Yeah, exactly. You know, like the petty back and forth tweets, you know, whatever, that's going nowhere. But speaking of Twitter, what is all of this stuff about Janelle or her husband calling you gay or something?
Oh my God. I think a couple weeks ago, Janelle was saying how like somebody asked her why I was so obsessed with her. And her answer was, I don't know, maybe she's confused about her sexuality. And then literally the next like question on her Instagram story was like about David being racist or something, or homophobic, and he said that he's not. She said that he's not homophobic and he's not racist because his childhood best friend was black or something like that. And I'm just thinking, like, how do you claim to be not homophobic and then also try to insult my sexuality in the exact same breath? Like, I'm just not really sure. However, I did still invite them to my Pothead launch party just to see, you know, if maybe we could make amends or whatever. So,
do you think that y'all will?
No, they don't want no. They don't. I don't know if they just like don't want to like calm down or what.
So there were some questions that you guys had asked. So we're going to do a quick little Q&A. The first question, actually, this was asked often through the Q&A for Kail to talk about her new Pothead hair care products and where will those be available, and just give a little information. There was a lot of questions about the CBD oil and so forth.
So my hairline is infused with CBD oil, which is a huge thing. CBD is really good for a lot of things, and I'll have like a frequently asked questions section on my website. The website is potheadhaircare.com, and you can get the products on there. You can order starting November 30th, the night of my launch party. So you can actually go there now and then sign up for the email so you get like the first notification whenever the products are available to buy. I'm trying to work with some dispensaries and hair salons to get my product into their spots. But I do want to obviously sell to individuals first. So that'll be the information. We're going to have a store locator on the website, so you might be able to get the products at a salon too.
Perfect. Another question was, how do we feel about fake eyelashes for daily wear, and is it too dramatic?
I mean, I used to get the individual lash extensions, and I loved them a lot. I didn't think they were dramatic at all. I really loved them.
Until all your lashes fell out and you didn't have any left.
Yeah. Well, my lashes didn't fall out, but because I was getting the fills or whatever, when your new eyelashes grow in, they look like little stubs, but you have like your other eyelashes to like blend in the new growth. And I feel like when I had my lash extensions, I don't know how to describe it.
Well, I'll just say I'm a lash extension wearer, and normally in the summertime I try to take them off just because, you know, I'm in the pool or at the beach or at the lake or whatever. So I feel like it's a lot of maintenance for summer. However, during the fall and winter and spring, I have eyelash extensions on, and I get a fill about every 3.5 weeks. And I love it. Like, I don't have to put on mascara. I just wash my face in the morning and put on my skincare, and then that's just it, and I look alive. So I like it. All right, so you guys know how I loved home-cooked meals and trying new recipes, and I have been enjoying Green Chef so much lately. Life is so busy, and I try to meal plan, but sometimes it can be super hard to have everything that I need on hand to make healthy meals for my family. And I came across Green Chef, and it is a USDA certified organic company that includes everything you need to easily cook delicious meals that you can feel really good about.
Green Chef sends a wide variety of hand-picked organic ingredients and imaginative new recipes and sends them straight to your door. The meal plans include paleo, vegan, vegetarian, keto, gluten-free, omnivore, and carnivore. So whatever diet you and your family prefer, they have an option for you.
So I decided that I was going to try a gluten-free recipe, and I picked the maple balsamic chicken thighs, and it has roasted broccoli and pecans and sweet potato mash. It's super good. If that's something that you guys are into, I would definitely recommend it.
Green Chef's expert chefs design recipes using a wide variety of organic ingredients to create gourmet flavor you typically only find in restaurants. I love the variety of recipes that range from global cuisines to classic comfort foods, all with a signature touch. So Green Chef thinks that dinner should be planned around your life, not the other way around.
For $50 off your first box of Green Chef, go to greenchef.us/coffee combos. Note that the website is .us, not .com. And again, that's $50 off your first box of Green Chef at greenchef.us/coffee combos. Let's get back to the show. A question that was asked for myself was, why do I have over 200 unread text messages?
I'm wondering the same thing, because I will literally ignore the fuck out of somebody by just clicking on their text because I do not like the notification, and I will forget about it and then forget to respond to them. I don't know how you have over 200 unread text messages. I could never.
Okay, but I'm not even going to try to make an excuse for myself, because I just looked at my phone and I have 252 messages. And I swear, no matter what I do, when I lay down to go to bed at night, I'll still have that same stupid number, and I've been answering text messages all day.
What do you mean?
Like, it doesn't matter. If I feel like I'm cleaning it out, then I'll still go to bed and I'll still have like 257 text messages or something like that. And I feel like I've dealt with everything that I needed to deal with for that day. But then people just keep texting. So then when my number goes down, then it just goes back up and I can't get rid of it. So I just don't care anymore. I used to be like you, where I hated having the notification. But then I realized, okay, if I open it up, then I'm going to forget that it was there because it's not lit up anymore. And then I'm going to forget to go back to it. So like eventually I will go back and look at it at some point, but maybe not today or this week, but I will.
Or this month?
Yeah. But I will get to it. And no. I just don't understand like the issue here, why people are so concerned about that notification number. And
it gives me anxiety. I can't, no.
Like, okay, so you know how you can collapse your apps into like social or whatever?
Yes.
So I have right now 22 messages on social, like between those apps. And then I have 110 voicemails. First of all, can we talk about voicemails?
Don't leave a voicemail. Never leave a voicemail. This is not a thing. Stop leaving voicemails. Don't do it.
Okay, so I'll be 100% honest. For like years, I didn't even set up my voicemail, because if you don't set it up, then people can't leave it. So I didn't even have a voicemail. And then somebody told me, they were like, I can't remember who told me this, but they were like, Lindsie, it's not professional, like not to have a voicemail. So I'm like, okay, well, it's not professional to leave a voicemail because it's annoying. So whatever, I'll set it up. So I set up the voicemail, and I think it's just an automated one. Like, it's not even me speaking. And now I'm in the situation that I'm in now. I have 110 voicemails that I have not listened to. And it says that I don't have any more room for voicemail. So who knows who's been calling and trying to leave voicemail.
Honestly, I will get like, say I have like a doctor appointment or something like that, and I don't have the number saved, and it'll come up as like, oh, I don't know, like 302, whatever. And I don't have any room left in my mailbox, so nobody can leave it for me. But I will just delete the message. Like if they did leave a voicemail, I would just delete it without listening to it. And then I will Google the number that just tried calling. So, like, instead of doing the work of just listening to the voicemail, I guess, to figure out who it is and then calling them back, I just, like, won't do that. I'll just Google it, and if I want to call them back, I will. And if not, I won't.
I just never call it back, like, ever. Like, I don't delete it or call it back.
I have to delete it. I literally do not mean to ignore people, but I will not remember to go back and read the text messages or whatever the case may be. I hate notifications. I hate them. Emails, calls, texts. updates, anything that leaves a notification, I cannot have it there.
So we have established that we have yet other differences that I'm fine with them being there, which is really weird because my personality, you would think that I would like everything like super cleaned out, and my email is super cleaned out, but my voicemails aren't. So what if somebody texts me like 5 months from now and was like, 5 months ago, I left you a voicemail on such and such date.
And you're like, I don't recall.
Yeah, but then I'm like, but it's probably on my phone. So I can go back and like look and see, okay, is this person lying to me or...
Nobody is ever saying they left a voicemail on your thing 5 months ago, Lindsie. That's not going to happen. That's
Somebody
not a thing.
might. Somebody might do that.
No.
Kail, it's a thing. Okay.
And honestly, with the text messages though, like if someone's like, oh, I texted you 6 months ago, you couldn't even lie and say you didn't get it because you could literally go back and look because you had them from 6 months ago and ones that you didn't respond to last year. Like you could never be like, oh, I didn't get it, especially not after this podcast.
But okay, I will say the messages that I have, I don't know if I'm explaining it right, but the messages that are on there that are like 252 right now are not from 6 months ago. These are like more recent. As I go in and clear it out, people then text more and then it fills it back up. So I feel like it never goes away. As much as I try to like make it go away, it never does.
No, I couldn't handle that.
And then my email, it's pristine. Like I have no
notifications.
None. Like it's so good. I feel so good about my email. But text and phone calls, like you try to send me a message on Facebook, like not happening, never going to read it. The last question is, how do we feel about gender selection via IVF?
I'm for it. I know that you are super like religious and stuff like that. I am not. So I don't feel like, to me, it messes with anything, and I'm absolutely for gender selection, and I always talk about if I ever did IVF or sperm bank, I would 100% do gender selection.
I'm not against it for other people because I think whatever is available, you should be able to use if it's legal. However, for me, I do feel like that would be going against certain things that I believe, and
honestly, like, I just for sure would want a girl so bad that if I ever went to a sperm bank, I would for sure try to do gender selection.
So I just don't know how it all works. You know, like I'm not all up to date on how that process would be, and can everybody that goes through IVF choose? Because I've known a lot of people that have gone through IVF, and to my knowledge, when they're implanted, the specialist knows what they're implanting, but they don't tell you until it's taken or whatever. So are they hand picking, or are they just...
I think it depends on the situation, because I know I have a cousin that did IVF. I also have a friend that did IVF, and my friend that did IVF, they did try to use the boys, I guess embryos, and unfortunately did not work out. So they ended up with the girls. And then I know my cousin did the IVF and she did not choose. And then she had what she had. So, I think it just depends on the situation. I also think that, you can know, but maybe you didn't select. You know what I mean? Like they might tell you, okay, we're implanting 3 boys and 3 girls, or that's a lot. I don't know why. I don't know if anyone would really do that. We're implanting 1 boy and like 1 boy and 1 girl and see what happens. Or we're just implanting like 1 boy or like 1 girl. I think it depends on the situation.
Yeah. So I am not against it at all. I just would be probably not a person that would choose. I would just want whatever the healthiest embryo was, you know? So
right. And some people will, like, maybe all the girls are the healthiest, so they'll just do the girls, or like, you know what I mean? Or maybe there's both. I don't know. depends.
But I think that's so interesting. I think that things have just come so far that it's so interesting that there's even those types of options out there now. So for any parent that's out there that's going through IVF, you're already struggling. And I feel like if you want to pick, then that is your choice, and you should have every right to do that if science allows you to do it.
Good answer.
Good answer. All right, guys. Well, it looks like that's all we have time for today. Thank you so much for joining us for our first ever bonus episode. If you have not yet followed us on @CoffeeCombos Podcast on Instagram, we will be putting new merch up there. It'll be an easy swipe up link for you guys to be able to get directed directly to the website. All information regarding the Christmas party will be directly on that Instagram page. All the swipe up links for any promo codes that you guys are sending messages for, trying to get. I know it's hard to write it whenever you're driving down the road, so we are doing swipe up links for that now as well. And if you have not found us on the podcast app through iTunes, if you have not left a 5-star review, the way that you do that is just go search us on the podcast app for iTunes, click the 5th star, and you can also leave a written review. We do read those and enjoy hearing your feedback. We have gotten so much information just from that to be able to provide the best show possible for y'all. So we appreciate all the support, all the love that you give, and we will see you guys next week.
This podcast is brought to you by Wave Podcast Network. Check out all of our shows, including the Brain Candy Podcast, I Don't Get It, Babes and Babies, Coffee Convos, and Let's Talk About It.